It already says low battery.
Was it?
Yeah. Oh, my word. You need to get out of that. Hit the arrow back. We'll get Heidi on the same page as you guys. Refresh the screen, just like before. And now you can go to that one. Oh, my. Click the link. Start it up. Hi, Mike. Thank you.
Hi,
Hello,
Louis.
Diva. Hey, yeah, hey, Luis. I think it's Luis.
Oh, okay.
You have RV. Yeah, we have an RV. Hi from Las Vegas. Hey, guys. Hello, Mike and Heidi. And we are back. Yes, we are. Let me make sure everybody's on here. Make sure I don't screw this up. All messages.
But not as clear.
Yeah, it might be a... it could be... What?
R26 is from India.
India?
Cool.
No kidding.
So what is the best RV to buy?
What is the best RV to buy? Ours. It all depends. There's so much. There's so much that is an open-ended question. It's like saying, what's the best vehicle to buy?
Hi, Merle.
Is Merle here?
Yep.
Hey, Merle. How you doing?
Hi, Chris.
The one you can afford.
Absolutely.
That's true.
That's the one.
We ain't wasting our night. Shit, this is our night. Yeah, finish your story, gray tank, flash tank, and the galley over the axles. A lot of the RVs that I notice that are rear kitchens sometimes have a tendency to be a little bit tail heavy compared to ones that have kitchens elsewhere. I think that's why you see a lot of RVs that don't have rear kitchens, that have another layout. The kitchen's always in the middle over the axles, because there's a lot of weight going on there. The stove's not exactly light. It's not heavy, but it's, and then just the sink and the cabinets and the refrigerator and the microwave. It's all, it's a pretty decent amount of weight there. So, yeah, as far as your vehicle swaying because of tanks being empty or full, you just look at the way you're loading your RV. And sorry about earlier. What did he say earlier?
Who knows?
Hey, from Arkansas. Arkansas. I've only driven through Arkansas. Hey, Mike. You about 50 years old. Yep. 52 now? Yep, 52.
Yep.
Some of these I didn't see before. Doing good, sort of. It was a sad day as... oh, no. Don't talk about Merle. Ugh. We talked about that earlier. Starting to freeze at night and storms coming tomorrow here.
Oh,
Calgary's
no.
already getting dumped on. My God.
Yikes.
That's horrible. Michael Scheffenberg's 46. Yeah, we're back. Yes, this is now live. As live as we can get. Yeah, it was dumb on my part that I thought that this battery bank that is meant for charging something, it's just, like I said, it's just a little tiny battery bank.
Thanks, Bill.
I don't know why that. Thank you, Bill. Really appreciate that. That's awesome. Super chat. Yeah, that is awesome. That is really awesome. The phone was actually using more power streaming and capturing video than what that battery bank was supplying. I should have had a quick charger plugged into an outlet, and I don't know what I just wasn't thinking, obviously.
That's where our son gets his too much stuff, not enough stuff.
What's that?
You could have brought that out with you the first time.
I could have.
You wouldn't have had that problem.
I could have.
Yeah, well, Bud gets that from you.
Uh,
Merle says he's gonna have to live through us now.
oh, that's some poor living.
Uh,
We hope to camp in December here in Ohio. If you
us
go,
too.
yes, us too. And if you go back a few videos back, a few years back, I remember it was like the end of December
70s.
and it was in 70s. Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It is interesting that GM is discontinuing their 6-liter Vortec V8 and making a gas 6.6 standard for their larger trucks. It was always strange to me that I don't know what the problem was. It must have been a really gas hog or something, but that 8.1 that GM had was a really nice gas engine. I thought it had a crap load of power, but my freshwater is all the way in the rear. Yes, that makes all the sense in the world. Yeah, that's sad. The only way you can counter that is put all your crap in the front. Man, that's really crappy.
Can you add a
Oh,
50 amp plug to your phone?
get that Honda generator out.
Red Jaguar, he's having another glass of Jack Daniels.
Oh, yeah. Sorry I joined late. Are you guys out camping or in your driveway? We're currently in the driveway because Heidi likes doing the live stuff out here. Plus, we like to be able to set up in a manner in which we would probably do when we're full time. We just want to get a sense for what it's like and how comfortable it is and lighting and all that stuff. But we are going camping on Monday.
Oh no,
We'll be at West Branch. What?
his last name is the same last name or same name as the mosquito virus.
You heard about the mosquito virus down south? I'm 51 with the same last name as that virus. Weird. Huh. Oh, is that what it was? The 8-1 couldn't pass the missions? That's a shame. Now, another one bites the dust because of that.
Yeah, I believe that.
That's a shame. That was good. That was a good engine. What is the Ziku? Is that what it is? Or Zika virus? Or
Zika.
Zika virus? Why are these little gnats showing up in here? How are they getting in? The 8-1 couldn't pass the missions. I don't know. Somebody, you know what? I think if they made the engines tunable for the everyday person, especially with computers, I bet you we could probably manually tune our stuff to be more efficient as far as emissions pollution than if we just have the manufacturers pumping them out and for everybody. I had a guy tell me that his 327, I don't know what it was, like a 67, 68 Camaro with a 327 in it, he could pass emissions at the E-check without any catalytic converters or anything because he had it tuned so well, which I could believe. They might start adding DEF to gas engines. Oh no! If you're going to see somebody that's going to have no warranty, that's for sure. Hey, Mike, I'm planning to do a build out. Do you know any app site I can use to figure out the weight distribution for the trailer? If not, how do I go about figuring out weight distribution? You can't. I mean, you've got to. What you need to do is find a trailer that the frame and the axles that are already set up. Honestly, that's a good question. I don't know. I'm assuming what you're talking about is distributing the weight equally throughout the trailer so that it has the right amount of tongue weight. As a general rule, I think it's 10 to 20%, but I think 15 is probably the best number. 15% tongue weight. So whatever you do in the trailer, you got to weigh the trailer after all is said and done, and then you got to check your tongue weight and hope that it's 15% of what you've got set up there. But I don't have an answer for that. I don't think there's an app. And I mean, the thing is the app, I don't know what it would do. I guess you would have to enter the weight of each item that you want to add and all the cabinets that you're going to add, and then show them on the app where you're going to place it and see how it affects the overall weight. And even then, you got left and right weight. You got to worry about one side being heavier than the other side. And yeah, good luck with that.
Herbie says they're going to start adding DEF to gas engines.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. I'll
Yeah.
be not having a warranty if they start doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that 7.3, I can't wait to see what happens there. So what is the weather like for you? Great right now. In 5 or 6 days though, it's
fall.
It's fall. We're into a late record-breaking summer heat. We are going to have tomorrow's going to be relatively decent as far as weather, not crazy. Today was 82.
Nice.
Our normal temperature here is 60 something at this time of year. Sorry, I got a tickle on my throat here. And again, our normal highs, our normal daytime highs should be in the 60s. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but more Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. We are going to be in the upper 80s and potentially lower 90s. Again, our normal highs at this time of year should be in the 60s, so we're going to be breaking some records. But Thursday, and then Friday, we're going to be going into fall then, especially Saturday and Sunday. We're going to be true fall. We're going to be in the 60s. So right now it's not too bad.
What camera are you using?
Right now?
For videos.
Most of our videos are the FD. I always forget FDR. Isn't it FDR?
I believe so.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt. FDR X3000 from Sony.
And he currently has a Samsung 10 Plus.
Yeah, Note 10 Plus.
Note 10 Plus. And I have the 9.
Yeah, she has a Note 9. And then we're using an S9 Plus right now to shoot all this video with a wide angle lens on a case. We have phone cases that for the Note 9 and for the S9 Plus that you can put a wide angle lens on. But the Note 10 Plus, it has a wide angle lens built into it. It's just, I can't run external microphones and external power to keep this phone charged, and the mics, these wireless mics, going directly into it at the same time. So that's why this phone's sitting here.
Yeah, Kurt, I'm keeping up with the yard work.
Oh, yeah.
I do the weed eating.
Yeah, she has been doing the string trimming. I'm glad about that.
He don't like it. You're right, Herbie. What happened to fall and spring? We get shorted.
My right side is 200 pounds heavier than the left. It has a slide and a bathroom on it. The kitchen and the cabinets are on the right. See, that's the way ours is too. I can't wait because there's only a couple places, and I know one of them is an RV get together somewhere out in Indiana. I definitely cannot wait to weigh this RV to find out the left and the right side weight. That makes a difference. When we're packing it, I mean, we might have a situation where we could put something on one side or the other, and it would help to let me know where the weight is. Yeah, upper 80s in late September. It's crazy. Thanks for everything. Have to hit the bed. Have to go to work. See you in the West sometime. Yeah. Good night. Understand. I can't believe that other chat didn't work out. Whenever I brought you guys back, it said, "Do you want to resume?" And I said yes, but it didn't put my camera back to the same position. So when I went to flip the camera, it wasn't letting me. There wasn't an option to flip the camera, which was weird. So I had to back out of it.
Is the truck cap fully fixed now? No.
Well,
I'll answer that.
We don't know.
Yeah, but the heck, you drove home and the back was popped open. There's
I
something
don't know if I closed
wonky.
it.
Oh, geez.
The truck cap is the best that it's been. Let's put it that way. I went to the FMCA rally to find out what my tire pressure should be according to my weight.
These things are just aren't out there.
Was leaking. Yeah, the cap. That the whole thing is I don't know why it leaked. The rain was so crazy. I mean okay, we were driving through water that was that deep. I mean, it was almost coming over the hood of that big tall truck. The rain was just horrendous, just pouring down. Just really crazy. So I don't know if the water was coming up underneath the cap somehow because of all the water I was displacing. It was coming in between the cap and the bed. I do know that. I don't think it was through the window. I can't imagine it coming through the window. I guess it could have been, though. But nonetheless, I haven't got a chance to go out and just, get my air gun out and blow it around and have somebody inside feeling around to feel where air is coming through to try to figure out what it needs. So right now, everything's okay on it. We don't have any more water in it. Uh-oh. How are you on this time? On a 2.5-inch hitch receiver, is the pin the same? No. No. You need to get a pin that clearly says that it fits 2.5 inch because you have 1/4 inch on each side. That's, the square's that much bigger. It's 1/4 inch bigger on each side in length. So we had to buy a new hitch pin. I don't know which one that I bought. Let me see if I can tell you. Bed liner spray drain holes in the bed. No, we don't. Our bed liner is our bed liner's that it's a bed rug. But it wasn't that. I mean, it was coming. Something was coming in. There's a gap when we first got the truck. You could look down in between the side of the bed and the bed floor, and there was gaps all the way around. Now, I don't mind the little gaps that were in the front for water. If it gets in, it got a place to drain out. But I'm telling you, there was gaps all around the wheel well and everything. Well, I filled all that in with urethane all the way around before I put my bed rug in. Let me see if I can find this real quick. What was that? Hitch pin, right? Your orders. Search orders. And we'll do hitch. It's a Kurt 23504. That's the part number that we used. Kurt 23504. It's a right angle. It's nice. It's real easy to use. It's $19. Class has a different size hole. The 2-inch and the 2.5-inch have the same size hole. It's just the 2.5-inch tube is bigger, so the 2-inch isn't long enough necessarily to reach, unless it says it clearly can fit 2-inch and 2.5-inch. I find my back window on my Lear is touchy to adjust. On mine, I need to watch that the cap doesn't move ahead and rub on the back. Ours hasn't moved. It's got really good clamping system on this cap. I mean, the clamp system is really nice. That it's built into the cap, and it hasn't moved on the bed from front to rear, as far as I can tell. Maybe I should look a little bit closer, but it looks pretty good. The rear window is a removable rear window. I don't think that maybe that's where it came in. Maybe it came in the rear window.
That bucket that got water in it was all the way up front. There's no way water could have got from there to there. Everything else would have been wet.
There's a lip that big that's underneath the rear window or the front window. You know what I'm saying? The front window.
Yeah. Hard telling.
Oh, he's saying his back window on the Lear is touchy to adjust. Yes. The open, I've already adjusted it a couple times. It's really, I don't know what the deal is there. I've screwed around with it. There's two different adjustments. Well, there's actually more than that, but the hook that it connects to, there's two 7/16 inch bolts that hold it and lets it move around. And then there's two that you can't see that lets it move around. And you got to get those just right for it to be locked in. But should have bought an ARE. We would have. But that $800 option that I have for that Lear locker that's up top, I wouldn't have been able to bought that if I got an ARE. Not because you couldn't have installed it in an ARE. It's because the ARE was $800 more than the Lear. Other than that, I would have went with an ARE. Yeah, we got estimates from all the places around here, and the absolute best top of the line Lear that they had, the starting price was $800 cheaper than the best top of the line ARE starting price. Oh, cool. Thanks, Chris. Yeah. Yeah. Click our link and then, yeah, you can go to that. I would have posted it, but we haven't. I don't think we talked about it. I'm impressed you guys can hang. Yeah, we can hang. We're just normal people. This is what it'd be if you come to visit us. Probably be in better environment, maybe sitting by a campfire or something, but I think hauling two kayaks in the roof might contribute to it moving ahead. Yeah, I would imagine moving around a little bit, but yeah, it's
still irritating.
I mean, that crap that's in ours, like I said, they said 100 pounds in that Lear locker.
You
so
don't have a lot of stuff in there now.
Yeah. Any more problem out of the camper? Looked at a Rockwood camper and just wanted to check. No.
No.
No, that's the bugs that got on it, and they washed off pretty easy. I was telling her when I was up on the roof the other day that this back right corner, the die core that they put up there, I think they could have done a little better. I might put a little bit more in one spot, but I think it's fine still. I think there's no problem with it.
It's a 10-year warranty on the roof, isn't it? Or 5 or something.
Part 2 chats need to be buzzed. Mike telling stories. Just make Heidi ride back there to find out if there's issues. Bounce her around. It's probably not too bad of a ride back there. Google ASDA fuel prices and do the math. 3.785 liters to US gallon. that whole, we've never been able to get the whole metric system straightened out here.
Nope.
If you're nice, tell Mama she would give you extra allowance. I may need a blue wrench. Inverse pressure is probably what caused get water in your cap, just like your window blowing outward. Just a guess. How come you guys didn't go to Hershey? What? You kidding me?
Where you been, Scott?
We
went to Hershey.
We was at Hershey's. We did whole videos on it and everything.
LCM wants to be a moderator.
Oh yeah, you can be a moderator. I've always seen you. You always got my back there. We're the only country that has stepped foot on the moon, and we didn't go to the moon using the metric system.
That's true.
That is funny. How is your son's build going? Kirk, where you been? Our son's van build is done.
Well,
no, the build was done. We did a reveal. We did a reveal video on it. Will he have a YouTube channel? Most likely not. He's like her. But yeah, he's already left. He went to Chicago, Michigan. Then he went to Indiana briefly. Then he went to Chicago. Then he came back home. And then he spent a couple nights out over in Youngstown. Then he took a Greyhound. He parked his van, stayed at home. took a Greyhound to Philadelphia. I told him to use you, Herbie, if drop your name if he had any problems out in Philadelphia. He was at Philadelphia for some kind of a show. I don't know what it was. Then he took the Greyhound back, and then he packed up, and he's at the sugar beet harvest.
With
Yeah,
his van.
yeah, with his van. You hear that? Something just
That was
happened?
my shoe.
Oh, man, I got a little tickle in my throat. So yeah, he's in his van. He's about that far from the Canadian border. If you look on a map, he's in Halleck, Minnesota, right? Is that where it was? Yeah, Halleck, Minnesota.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, somewhere. It's real close to the north there.
So how about using your... Oh, Herbie said we should have gave him his number. Is he joined the lifestyle? Yes, so far he is. He is actually making a list of stuff that he can do better on his van. He told me.
Yeah. We told him just go out there and you're gonna have to. We can only prepare him so much. I can only tell him what I think he needs so much or how he's going to use stuff. So I said, just go do it. Plus, he wants that big money. Where's Peter, your favorite fan? I don't know. I didn't block him or anything. I don't know. You should give him my number. Yeah. So how about you using your S10? No, I don't have, you talking about our Note 10? Right now we're using the S9 Plus for this video. I used my Note 9 for some videos, and then we've also shot some video with the Note 10 Plus. The Note 10 Plus, by far, I'm telling you. If you guys, I don't know, if you're shopping for a phone, I don't know. Now, I will have to say, I'm not an Apple fan at all, but I seen a guy do a video of a side-by-side of this phone with the brand new Apple phone as far as shooting video. And even though this one has good stabilization already built into it when you're running, he ran with them side by side. And I'll have to say that this one does better pictures, definitely. And it does shoot pretty good videos for the most part. But that Apple phone, as far as running with it, and stabilization, I think it was a little bit better than this one. It's not enough for me to convert to Apple, though, because we used to be iPhone users for a few years there.
And you were iPhone. Nobody else was.
Yeah, I'm not going back to... Well, everybody was iPod.
No, not me.
Yeah, not you. You weren't... Yeah, but that back then, that's before you learned about Facebook. See, I told you that'd fall down in there. But, yeah, I can't say anything bad about it. Very, very good investment. You got me yawning. Yeah. You're shopping for a phone tomorrow? I'm telling you.
Sorry.
What do you have now, Ron? What kind of phone do you have now? This damn coughing's got to stop. You're hot. Well, you go you can turn on the fan and...
Should be able to open the windows now.
You got an S7 Edge? I'm telling you what. You want to see a huge difference? Go to this phone. It's the same, interface.
The 9.
Huh?
Or even the 9.
No. If he's going to get a new phone, he might as well get a new...
That's true. The 7 Edge was a good phone.
We had an S7 Edge, all of us did. And then they gave us all kinds of money to upgrade to the S9 Plus.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. We could trade in the S7. Mm-hmm. Okay, we had this S7s. Me and Heidi bought Note 8s. Then the S9 Plus came out, and they said they was going to give us big money for the S7. I had already sold one of my S7s, so I went ahead and traded in the other one for this S9 credit. And I still used my Note 8, though, and Heidi still used her Note 8 until they told me they'd give me big money to trade in my Note 8 for a Note 10 Plus. So I traded in the Note 10 Plus. Got a Note 10 Plus, and I'm telling you, the cameras on it is just incredible. It's just really incredible.
I'm roasting
What are you roasting?
marshmallows.
It's only 72 in here.
I'm dying.
Then go turn on the fan. What's cell phone? T-Mobile. We've had really good luck with T-Mobile. My son's on our plan. He has unlimited everything, except for hotspot. Hotspot, you can only do 3G. It's unlimited hotspot. It's just 3G hotspot. But he has unlimited everything. Of course, over 22 gigabytes. If you're in a congested tower, you may be reduced, especially if you're doing a hotspot. Heidi has a 3G, Note 8.
4G.
Let me say 3G. It's 3G hotspot, but
Right.
you could still 4G, 22 gigabytes, the whole thing. Same with that. We have that S9 Plus, same deal with that. It's unlimited. We can stream, film. It doesn't make a difference. But if we use it as a hotspot, it's only 3G, and you can only go like 22 gigs before they do something there. But I've never noticed it again. And then this one is got some extra plan on it so that I have unlimited hotspot 4G. But even after 22 gigabytes, they warn me that it could be slowed down if I'm in a congested area. But it's anyways. All those lines, and with the military discount, is just over $100 a month for all 4 lines. So, do you have a Harbor Freight cheap welder? I'm considering buying. No, I don't. I have the Campbell Hossfield one. I did a review on my other channel, Fox Boss 9, I think. Yeah, Fox Boss 9. It's under small engine something. I don't remember what it was. Small engine tools, small engine shop tools, or something like that. Popcorn, because we run so long. It's a big one. You use Verizon. We tried Verizon, but we didn't have good luck with them. At least on our trip to Florida, we didn't have good luck. What was the deal? Yeah, the hotspot wasn't working as well as the T-Mobile.
The Verizon didn't work here worth a crap.
Just switched to the iPhone, and I am really regretting it. The new iPhone, like I said, as far as the camera, it's really good. Kirk's comment about, I knew Heidi was hot. Hey, Jason. You are up late. So are we. I just don't know. The Apple stuff just, there's people that are hooked on it. I mean, they like it. Is storing a trailer on gravel hard? What's that say? Ah, damn it. It's not a tech. It's not a tablet. What am I thinking? You got to bring that down. I was trying to read what Merle said.
Oh.
Is storing a trailer? Quit it. What are you doing?
Hey.
I'm trying to read it. Oh, you're horrible. You need to grab that little slider and move it. No, the slider.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Is storing a trailer on gravel hard on tires? See some people having them sit on wood or cement blocks. Notice you did as well. Half the RV sits on gravel now. I haven't really noticed a difference. I don't really like it. I don't know why though. Why would I care? Why would it make a difference? I don't think it would make a difference. Unless it's a moisture problem or something. But even then, I guess those treads could have an indentation that gets kind of permanently put in there somehow. But I can't imagine it. And the wood, though, I mean, on the wood, if you had it on that, it seems like a greater flat area that could cause a flat side or something. I'm not sure. I don't know of any reason. I
Mostly we do ours to stabilize
level,
it, level it out.
level it right. Okay, you can go down now, but I don't know. Did my first weld today, MIG. I've never done MIG welding. I mean, the one that I have, it's a flux core welder. There's no gas. See, Bliss, I'm back. Had to drive home for babysitting grandson. Didn't expect for you to be on still. We did a live chat. How long ago was that? We did a live chat that was 5 hours.
Well, we're getting up there.
Nah. Heidi's always saying that. You'll see Heidi's mood just slowly change to being tired. A while back, you said your daughter was on this channel, but I think she was only on the Fox channel until recent Carolina vacation. I said I had seen her, but until recently on this channel. Yeah, she's probably off by now. She don't like watching her parents. I think she just got a notification. She wanted to say hi. She probably logged off. I hope you're doing well with your oh, that's a show. We had 4 hours. Oh my. That's MIG, but one I used today had gas. Took a nap earlier, that's why I'm up. Just keep your tires out of the UV and off the cement. Yes. Cement drains the oil from the tires. Never thought about that. I don't know about the cement. I don't like the cement has tendency. I mean, have you ever noticed if you just take a 5-gallon bucket and just go stick it on the cement, if you pick it up at some point, it seems like there's moisture there. I don't know what the deal is there. Yeah, she is definitely not wrong. Notice you were using the slide without it being fully extended. Is this okay? We were sitting in the dinette having lunch at the truck stop.
And it was all the way in.
Yeah, it was all the way in. I've never heard it crack or anything like that. I'll keep an eye on it. The floor does sit up a little bit higher there,
Yeah,
but I noticed
had said that we should.
Shrags said that they had a problem. Theirs actually started leaking or something. I've looked and I haven't noticed any cracks or anything like that.
I guess we could come in here and fix our stuff, and then no, you can't even do that because we go sit on the bed.
No, I don't mind sitting on the. I don't. Like I said, I haven't noticed anything.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know how we could cure it? I've looked at this before. I haven't got down there and looked.
Right.
All we got to do is find something that's the same thickness as the floor as it stands up off of the floor when it's all the way in, and just slide it in there. But I notice it's not very high, and it seems.
I think that'd be a problem with it eventually. We just leave it like it is.
No, I'm saying temporarily when the slide is in, to take a piece of paneling that's this wide, that's that long, and you slide it underneath there. So whenever you push on the slide, if there is any height to go away, that it would be, taken up. We haven't noticed a difference, though. We haven't really noticed a problem or anything. The slide jacks, somebody said that the slide jacks aren't worth it, and that I heard that again, these are all rumors. I have no idea, but they say that the slide jacks, the slide is meant to kind of hang off of the RV and be supported by the framework that's up against the edge of the wall and the jacks that are underneath, or the gear mechanisms that are underneath. When you put slide jacks underneath the slides to support just the slides, all the movement of the trailer now moves the slide up and down and all kinds of weird stuff. So people say not to do that. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to use them. What's the best PSI to keep camper tires at? I don't know. The max PSI I'm assuming that if I'm not mistaken, my sticker on my RV has the tire pressure we should be running at. I still have that up here.
Do you put the pull in place when slide is in and you're traveling? I've seen the pull mini lights. Weren't sure what they were for. We don't have a pull.
A pole.
Yeah, pole. Pole.
A pole?
Yeah, that's what I said, a pole.
What pole?
I'm not reading it again.
Yeah, it tells me my tires. It just says the tire should be at 65 psi for this size tire. The more air that you add to the tire, the more medium or material air that has to be heated before it becomes overheated. The tire will run cooler with more air in it, unless you get way overinflated, and then at that point, you would have an issue with a couple of things. One of them, the tire being like a balloon, and whenever it gets heated up, it's going to expand even more. So you're going to be above your PSI. And the other thing is rounding of the tire. You got to just check your tire. I just check my tires to make sure they're wearing evenly. They got to wear evenly. You can't have them wearing more in the middle than the edges, or vice versa, more in the edges than the middle, meaning either underinflated or overinflated. The other thing is if you go, like in our case, we want to go up, like I did with the old trailer. I went up a range, a load range. So I think it's supposed to, it called for C's and I went to D's or something like that. I don't remember now. But since I went to a higher range, I knew the tire could handle more weight even at a lower pressure. For example, our Michelin tires that we used to have on our old truck and my son's van, if you go to Michelin site, you could type in that tire and it would tell you what the load bearing capability was of the tire at maximum PSI, and then like 5 pounds under, another 5 pounds under, another 5 pounds under of maximum PSI. So let's say it's supposed to run at 80. Then if you run them at 75, it says how much weight it can carry. If it ran at 70 pounds, it told you how much weight it could carry. Well, what we did with our old trailer is I went up a load range higher that could handle more weight. Then we would run less pressure for a little bit softer ride. But I always checked to make sure the tires weren't getting overheated or anything, which I knew they wouldn't because they were a higher load range. So you can play around with pressures. You just basically need to make sure that they're not wearing uneven and that they're not overheating. If you're driving long periods of time across the asphalt in Arizona, and it's 120 degrees outside, your tires are going to see some pretty extreme temperatures, and blowouts are definitely a possibility. So definitely.
So most tires fail due to weight and tire inflation. I can believe that.
Okay, it says a pole that looks like it might support the inside frame of the slide when traveling, but no biggie. I'm not sure what that means. What was he saying prior to that about the jacks? Do you have to put a pole in place when the slide is in and when you're traveling? No, no. Our motors become locks. So once it's in, once the slide is completely in, the motors aren't locked. Some of the smaller ones, they don't have as good of motors. Some of them have cables that just pull in. They're cable systems, and they're on like clutches or something. So the slide could come out. Now, don't get me wrong. If we rolled the trailer, if we got in an accident, rolled the trailer, the slide's coming out. I mean, you see that in accidents all the time. But yeah, you're talking about the smaller ones that have lesser motors in them. This one has a mechanism that once the slide is in, that's it. And once it's out, it's pretty much that's it. They gave us a manual crank to crank it in if needed. But yeah, that pole is a safety thing or It's just for ones that don't have locking motors. Kind of like when I worked at Summit Racing, there was a one of the winch manufacturers had a flaw that it didn't have a brake. It didn't have a built-in brake. So once you got to a certain point, or the brake didn't work, the brake only worked winching in, but not winching out, or something like that. Well, it's ours has a brake on it. Our motors have brakes on them. So once it's in, it's locked. Oh, he's talking about it. Yeah, he's talking about a slide lock, right? My parents bought a Jayco. It spent more time in the shop than in the at the lake. I don't know. Jayco. There's the Shrags have Jayco, and they're okay with theirs. Doesn't Greg and Juanita have a Jayco also? I don't think they had a problem either. Sure thing, Jeffrey. No problem. Yeah, that's is that what boat stands for, huh? Break out another 1,000. I know for truck tires, there are quite often P and LT versions. Yes. It's a slide, but I've seen these poles laying on the floor or sitting in the closet in some of the mini lights at the dealers.
Do they have slide outs at the mini lights
Oh yeah,
for the beds?
I don't know
Like,
if is it. Yeah, if it's a hybrid, I don't know. The mini light. No, the mini lights aren't hybrids, are they? They're just regular little RVs. Isn't that what Traveling Robert has? Hybrids are RV campers that have beds that pop out. Those are called hybrids. So it's half camper, half pop out. The pop outs, of course, need some kind of support for the bed. Some of them had poles that went on the outside, and some of them have poles even on the inside that support the canvas. But on some slides, I think they have locks, some sort of locking mechanism that once the slide is in, you put the pole in between a part of the slide and the wall so that the slide can't come back out when you're
it
traveling.
says that those are the roos.
The ruse, okay. Stealer ship.
Let's see what.
You are a doppelganger of my older brother. Looks and mannerisms. Oh, I feel so sorry for your brother.
That's funny.
Recall today. We got a recall on your. Hey, Brenda. We got a recall on the truck. I still haven't done. It's for the seat. Something to do with the seat. Something about the ratcheting mechanism in an accident could fail. I don't know. Something like that. We will watch both replays. Well, the first one.
It's 3.5 hours long.
Oh my God, Heidi's got to give us the business about that. What do you think this live chat was going to be?
Like an hour.
Oh my God, she doesn't want to work at it. The first live chat went talkie pants. The first live chat went that's trademark. That's Gene and John Wright trademark, by the way. It failed because the battery wasn't staying charged as fast as the phone was using it. Yeah, that recall, I got a schedule. I made Donnell Ford our default. But you can't skip with them, then it makes me not want to make them my default. Because Charshone, if I said, oh yeah, I want the recall to be done, it immediately says, when do you want to come in? And it has you set up, you can schedule it right on your phone. Donnell, it just says call dealer. It's like, oh, great. New designs increase the odds of needing recalls. Yep, that's the truth. Tip. I'm buying a trailer next year, but Bought a Ryobi compressor. Works good without the power cords. Yeah, I think that I would probably get that little bag one that's real popular. Viair. That Viair compressor one's really nice. Never cold fridge just put out another recall. I'm not that one nor cold that we had. I mean, I just stumbled into that whole situation. But after reading stuff, I was glad that we got rid of it. But you know what? I don't know. This Dometic might give us a problem at some point. So far, it's been perfect. It does a really good job. The cold is more consistent in this one, right? I mean, as far
Wow,
as,
yeah.
yeah,
I thought that adjusting temperature thing was going to be a big joke, but
yeah. Will you guys make the next Area 151 event? LOL.
that is funny.
It looks like it was a little bit younger crowd than what we would probably hang with. And it reminded me of whenever we were into mopeds real big. Some of our moped rides that we would show up at. Uh,
Yep.
Great group of people, younger than us by far, and a little strange. Some of them were a little strange. I don't know. I wouldn't mind going out there if it was a little bit. I don't know. It was just a little odd. I like the fact that the extra guards that they had out there, looked like the guards were laughing and stuff. On some small campers, the slides are small and you move them in and out by hand, and they have a polar bar to lock them closed. Yep. Yep. There's not too many of those anymore. I think everybody wants to push the button and have the slide go out. But yeah, some of the real small ones, why not? You know how much money, first of all, how much money you would save and how much weight. That mechanism that we have that runs this out, those, just the geared track on it. I mean, it's a piece of steel that's about that big. There's two of them that are underneath here. And then, of course, there's gears and all kinds of support going on there, too. Hey, y'all, what we did for our family is create a registry on Amazon with all our RV wants. They sent, thank you for sending what the prices range from 4 to 1,000. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to bug our family for all that crap. You guys, 1 or 2 batteries on your Rockwood. It came with one. The dealer installed it. Uh, I think that was just part of the deal. The dealer installed the battery, which was an interstate deep cycle marine battery, and they filled up both 30-gallon propane tanks for us. We then went and bought another interstate that just matches the one that we already had. So we have 2 on here now. I knew Cody would comment on that. She just standing here. I can't stand it. She's having a hard time here. She's sitting here just. You can tell. 10 trailer slides or what I've seen being entirely manual. Yep. Not bugging them. Just got tired of answering the question, what do you want for your birthday?
There you go.
Oh.
That's good.
I've told, you know what? I don't remember what year it was, but I said, quit giving me money for Christmas and stuff. I'm too old for that. We try to redirect it when we got to a certain age. We're like, hey, our kids, give it all to the kids, for Christmas especially. But Heidi's mom's like that. Heidi's mom she loves giving out stuff for Christmas, for birthdays, for Father's Day, for Easter. I mean, everything. She's always handing us something, which is fine. I mean, it makes her happy. So, ever think of doing a travel video with the Wandering Wagners just because you're so close to each other? I don't know. We did meet up with them out at, how long ago was that? Paradise.
Years ago.
Yeah, a couple years ago. We had a kind of a get together, and then we went out to when we went to Wisconsin Dells. That was actually the Wandering Wagners. They set that up, but they couldn't make it. So there was s'more camping with the Shrags, and Greg and Juanita. There was another couple there. I can't remember their name now. And then uh, John and John's sister and her fiance had showed up, and so we did have kind of a get together. But that was about the extent of it. And we, unfortunately, just because of bad timing, the Wagners had a subscriber meetup thing, and we could not swing it. We then went then we went camping. Didn't we go camping then? Mm-hmm. At Friendship Acres, or no, Cuddy's. We went to Cuddy's.
That was the week before,
yeah,
or something like that.
Yeah, and then after that, we scheduled the whole Hershey, PA thing, and then John and Heather Tragg had the thing down at Salt Fork. Was it Salt Fork or Atwood? It's Salt Fork. So anyways, we missed
Atwood
it.
Lake.
Miss your Fox Botto channel. You're really good small engine repair. Appreciate that. Yeah, I haven't really done much on that channel for a long time now. I did that towing video the other day, but the small engine stuff, it's just a different time in my life. If I would have started a channel, probably 3 years prior to that Fox Boss 9 channel, it would have been all about bowling. I was really heavy into bowling then. And I'm sure I would have covered all kinds of crap about bowling, but I don't know, just different time in my life. Mid-size fridge. Ours is a pretty good size fridge that we have there. How big is your fridge freezer? Happy with size? Well, we're really happy with the size.
Yeah, because it's a mid. It's not a...
No.
Yeah, when he was telling us, he called it a mid-size.
No.
It's not a full size.
What's the bigger than that?
No, I don't know. Residential. There isn't any.
Exactly. So this is the biggest regular type of refrigerator that's in here.
Well, it depends on how you want to call it. How about that? You call it how you want.
Go find out what it is. See, he's asking 8, 10, or 12 cubic foot.
Go look. I'm getting up. You get all the answers.
Yeah, you'll be falling asleep there every time I get back. All right, let's see here. Tells me how much refrigerant goes in here. Model number DM2852. That's all I know. DM2852. DM2852. I have to look that up now. DM2852. Ours is only that's a double door. That ain't gonna be right. 8. It's an 8 cubic foot. Holy cow, that thing's $1,200. Whew, that's expensive. Oh my God, this price is $1,500. Woo! Hope that thing don't fail. So it's an 8 cubic foot. Grab me a beer. I don't have any beer, sorry. Not a beer person. You're hearing static? Maybe it was my jacket rubbing. Just got on. Is this an all-nighter? No. Yeah, we call them stink bugs too. I don't know what they are. They're not in our rig. We don't let them in our rig. They can't get in. So far, they haven't got in. They were all over the rig one day, but I kind of flicked them off. They get in our porch all the time. I have an upside down. I took a 1 liter bottle of Coke or something, and I cut the top off of it. I flipped the nozzle upside down, and I put it back on the bottle top. Then I taped the edge. And then whenever they get in our screen, I just go up and I just kind of put the thing underneath of them and shake it a little bit. And they fall in and they can't fly out, and I just set it off to the side until they die. If I feel like giving them a drink, I have carb cleaner spray, and I just hit them with the carb cleaner spray and they die. They're everywhere though. They're really, really bad. This year they've been worse than last year. Three years, 6 days, 21 hours, and 20 minutes. Who's counting? Got to Florida and got a few of those love bugs. Have you ever been, of course, being born and raised in Florida, have you ever gone through a love bug swarm? Wow, is that crazy? I remember we went to I think we went to Merritt Island one day. We were going for a trip. Merritt Island had a big shopping mall back in the 70s. And we would go up there and go visit the shopping mall. And we stopped at a grocery store for some reason on the way. And the love bugs were just swarming everywhere. So crazy. But we had to drive through the swarm. And I mean, our windshield just became instant bug smear. And everybody was getting out and putting those screens on the front of their cars, that hooked into their fenders just to keep the bugs out of their grill. It was pretty bad. Phil let them in our travel trailer last summer by bringing the slides in before checking. Oh, that's a good. Never thought about that. PETA approved. We just got back. They were getting bad. Yeah. Did you have a screen door strapped to your car front? My dad had one for a little while. I didn't I mean, I was a kid. Everybody had those screens on the front of their cars just during certain times of the year. And it was those damn love bugs. Yeah, it's that swarm. When you get through a love bug swarm, it's crazy. How are you going to lay on keep the windshield clean?
Nope.
Yeah, for everybody else in the country, if you've never seen love bugs or understand what they are or anything else, the best example that I could give is it's a lightning bug without the lit up butt. That's what it really reminds me of. They're not, they don't bite you. I mean, they're not, I don't know what time of year that it is that they swarm, but if you have to go through a swarm of love bugs, you're going to see them, and they're going to it'll be a large black mass, and I don't know. Huh, it eats the paint. I didn't know that. But yeah, they're like lightning bugs without the lighting part. They're about the same weight. They have the same body shape. They're dark in color. They feel about the same when they're crawling on your hand, that kind of things. Oh, that sounds about right, Marcus. I can believe that. I was born and raised in SoCal. We have very little bug issues. This will be a learning curve for me. I don't know why they're called love bugs. I have no idea. Well, I'll tell you what, Kirk. If you haven't been much for bugs, I mean, there's plenty of states down in that the southern part of the state.
Makes sense.
They mate and stick to one another. Oh, that does make sense. Wait till Florida is you're going to see bugs. There's no two ways about it. You'll start noticing them when you stop at the gas stations on your way to Florida, starting probably just west of the Mississippi or the east of the Mississippi. In those Alabama, Georgia for sure, and then Florida. There is just bugs at the gas station at night that are swarming around the lights and that. You'll see. Clean the outside of the windshield. How about that? Didn't we try that? Don't we have a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser? The Mr. Clean Magic Erasers now come in, remember?
Sheets.
In sheets. So you don't have just that big sponge and you kind of ruin a corner or something. They now come in sheets. You can buy them in sheets. Heidi's nodding off. Yeah, that does surprise me. Cockroaches galore. We all call them cockroaches, but they... why is that held for review? They're called cockroaches. They're definitely palmetto bugs, but they have roaches too down there. The palmetto bugs are... Oh, man, they're big. They're very big. When I was a kid, I mean, we were poor when we were growing up. We didn't have, everybody has an exterminator come to their house, on a regular basis. We couldn't afford an exterminator. So when we were kids, Mom always said, if you get up for a drink of water in the night, just turn on the light and, then just stomp your feet on the terrazzo floor or the tile floor. Usually it's some kind of terrazzo though. And, the roaches will run. And they do. I mean, that's what we did.
Arizona calls them water bugs. We call them roaches here.
Fort Myers is where I have the rental car windshield coated in bug residue a few times. Huh.
No, everything's big in Texas.
I'll tell you what, Texas, the one thing that I remember down there being in the service, fire ants and scorpions. Oh, of course, rattlesnakes too. Man, but those fire ants and scorpions were everywhere. Yeah, I think it must be, I don't understand why, because Florida has a lot of shops down there that specialize in things that are, for hot weather. Of course, window tint for cars and also air conditioning. I mean, you get all kinds of specialists for air conditionings. I would think that people would just want to get their car air conditioner fixed, but maybe, they don't have the money and they would rather just put the thing in their window and tape it in because they don't care. I mean, I knew people down there that didn't have windshield wipers on their car that hadn't worked for years. They said just when it rains, if it rains too hard, they just pull over to the side of the road for a few minutes till it goes away. They can get away with stuff down there that we can't elsewhere. Washington has the worst bugs, but they're called politicians. I lived in Alabama. Yeah, fire ants, black widow spiders, and roaches. I saw widows bigger than silver dollars. Ugh. That's the one thing we would have to get used to in Ohio here. As a gnat flies by. And I still haven't got him. Darn it. Oh, I think he got out of my hand. I know you guys probably going to see that. As far as scorpions or stuff, we don't have any of that crap we have to worry about. Our bees and our wasps aren't, we don't have killer Africanized bees, none of that crap as far as I know. Our snakes are so far and few between, and almost all of them are a grass snake or something like that. It's not poisonous. I know in the 80s, in the mid 80s, early 80s, Florida at that time did not have any poisonous scorpions. I don't know if that's the case any longer. So every scorpion down in Florida was non-poisonous at that time. Of course, snakes was a whole other story. But in Ohio, the other thing is, I mean, if we go outside, I don't have to worry about snakes, gators, Gila monsters, whatever the hell those things, those big lizards that are invading Florida now. We don't have to worry about, although there was one sighted not that far away, bears, foxes, wolves, nothing like that. We have foxes that show up occasionally, but we really don't have anything to worry about. When you go outside at night, you don't have to put your shoes on, and you can walk to your trash can and not worry about stepping on anything. Even during the day, you could walk out through the yard without shoes on, and you might have to worry about not stepping on a honeybee that's out in the yard. Man, I know that that's going to be a hard thing to get used to, because I remember when I was a kid in Florida, you always paid attention when you went outside, day or night, to make sure you didn't step on something you shouldn't have. But I, and of course, bears and everything else, gators and all that crap. Yeah, yeah, we've got a few things that aren't so bad in Ohio. Heidi's from Ohio. Kirk, you didn't hear that story? We tell that story before. Not on this one. How did we meet, Heidi?
Cruising.
Man, we just cruising on the street. Heidi was born and raised right in this little tiny area for all her life, except for the little bit that I got her to move to Akron one year. And she lived in Alliance, which was, what, 5 miles from here? We lived in Alliance for a bit. Yeah, I street raced and I lost my license and seen Heidi. And together ever since.
Almost 30 years.
Yeah. Is it 30 years coming up?
Next May, I think.
But what are you doing there? And no, I missed that vid. Oh, what am I doing there? We moved around. My dad had a job he was, after he got out of the Navy, he was trained as a millwright. And there's not a lot of millwright jobs. That's a manufacturing type job, big plants, manufacturing plant. Millwright is machine repair, basically. And he didn't, he couldn't find work down there that was steady. They always had him doing stuff that was outside of his job scope because they didn't have a place for a machine repair guy. And my mom was, the way they met, my mom was on vacation with her girlfriend in Florida, and she was at her sister's house, my aunt. She was at her sister's house, and their neighbors was my dad's brother. So my dad was home on leave, my mom was home on vacation. That's how they met. So anyways, my mom's from Ohio, though. She's from Stowe, Ohio. She graduated school. For you football fans, she went to school and Larry Zonka, which, ironically, we lived in Florida, and Zonka played for the Miami Dolphins. So for many years, I wore number 39. I had a Miami Dolphins number 39 jersey all the time. He was my favorite player, favorite team. Anyways, my mom finally convinced him she wanted to be back home with her family. He wasn't finding good work down there after many years. So after we moved around all over Florida, we came to Ohio, and we moved around Ohio quite a bit. See you, C Bliss. So, she's going to be jealous. He felt I spent the evening with us. So, yeah, we moved to Ohio. My dad immediately got a job at the Chrysler stamping plant in Twinsburg, Ohio. And that was it. He retired from there.
Talking about this map,
Yeah.
we need to scratch off Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to get rid of that. We've been there long enough. You can see there's a lot of states that we need to cover there. I'll be glad to go see Texas again. That was okay. I mean, Heidi's never really, she's never seen Texas. There's things about it I like. Yeah, you're right about the color though. Yep. So I moved to Ohio. We moved around a bit, and Alliance, which is like I say about 5 miles west of us. Was staying out in Hartville and Atwater area, and Alliance was about 8, 9 miles east of me, and I was street racing in Alliance. Alliance had a unbelievable cruise strip or whatever you want to call it. And anyways, I was street racing down there. I lost my license, and my car club still went down there street racing. So I was a passenger, and I will. That's whenever I saw Heidi. I was like, holy cow. We talked to her before, but you need to scratch off Kelly. Just saying, yeah, we'll get out there one day. Man, I don't know though. It's kind of scary. First of all, you're not supposed to be living in your vehicle out there, which I mean,
On the street.
I understand they got their rules. I don't know how they feel about like just pulling into any Walmart
I'm
and
talking
staying.
about a campground.
Yeah, I'm talking about
I mean-
campgrounds being expensive.
That's why you loop in and loop back out.
Oh, your parents' caregiver. That's a tough gig. I don't know if I could do it. What do you think? You think you're going to yawn?
I can't help it.
But yeah, that was it. Like I said, we've been together ever since. Oh, that we had a short break. We told that whole story. We had a short break, but then we got remarried. Yeah, I can imagine it being tough. No, I've never been to, the only time I had to do a car show in Buffalo when I worked at Summit. Never been to Vermont. We drove through New York whenever I was younger. We went into Canada and was in Canada for a couple weeks. No, we haven't. SpongeBob Tucky Pants, who lives in a camper and live streams. We'd like to get up that area and make that, go down the coast. You can't hear me? My crap probably failed. Nope. No, our stuff is still testing. Can you hear that? Yeah, our microphone's still on. Bunch of lyric. Sound okay here? Okay. Yeah, the idea of going down the East Coast would be fun, but it's not a. Oh, I see what you're saying. I can't hear you. SpongeBob SquarePants. All right, Kevin. I get it now. Man, am I slow. I haven't seen SpongeBob in a long time. What's CM stand for? What is that? Is that your initials? You should have put the word no before your initials. Oh, you did 6 states in a month. That's good. No, you should put no before your initials. Before those initials. Then you could be no-see-em. A lot of people don't know what no-see-ems are. Who were we telling what no-see-ems were? Mm-hmm. We were just talking to somebody about that.
Was it Gene and John?
Yeah, I think it was Gene and John, wasn't it? There's no-see-ems. There's something that's in Florida I don't like. Acadia National Park in Maine is a real busy place to get in your eyes. No CMC. Yeah, right. Yeah, the no seams in Florida. Skin so soft from Avon. My grandmother used to make us put that on every time we go out in the boat. It worked. There was nothing. It worked every single time. Next year, all the way to South Carolina on one trip planned. Our next big trip that I'd like to do is probably going to be Texas, right? Is that what we were talking about?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you take off 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I would like to try to see how far I can drive straight. Might have to take a nap, maybe two. But I think you got him. I've been trying to. Oh, no, he's right there. I don't know where he's coming from. We don't have any fruit or anything in here. Skeeter beater spray. Yeah, I can't stand those little bastards. They are nasty. But yeah, I think our next big long trip, I'd like to do Texas, and just make a marathon run to start, to get down someplace, and then slowly work our way back. That way, we could take our time coming back. That's kind of what we didn't really do that in Florida necessarily, but we kind of did on the first day, because we knew once we got going, because the record heat that was going on out west, that's when we decided we're going to go to Florida. And I said, well, you know, if we're heading to Florida, let's just hammer it and get there. And we did. I mean, other than a 3 hour nap.
Herbie says, "Don't do it."
I don't mind it. When I was in the service, I came back from Texas. I took a 2 hour nap. Other than that, I drove 20 some hours straight. I think it was, I don't remember how many hours it was, because that Mustang I had was just horrible. It had no overdrive, and I didn't have but a little tape deck that sucked and only a couple of tapes, and that was rough. But I did take a nap. I think it was a 2 hour nap. And I'd probably do the same thing. I'd probably just take a short little bit nap. But like when we went to Georgia, right? That's where we stopped the first. I took a 2 hour nap in Wytheville, and then I took an hour nap at Cracker Barrel, wherever we were there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we continued the drive. But it was 700. I did 730, 748 miles the first day, basically, of driving. I do pretty good whenever I don't know. As long as my legs and my feet don't swell up. Sometimes when I eat a lot of salt, or I eat poorly and I'm sitting, sometimes my ankles and feet will swell up.
Yep, Kirk, that's how we see the states right now. 65 miles an hour. We don't stop and see anything.
Yes, we do. On our way back, we stop. You tell me what we don't stop and see.
Well, we don't stop and see a lot of things.
Like what?
I'm just saying.
You're just,
Hell, I didn't even know where we were.
I know you didn't, but you know where we're going to. And then once we
We
got
have to
there,
drive like 600 miles at a time before we can stop.
you know what? I'll drive as slow as you want and see all the things you want. How many weeks can you get off work?
I'll just quit my job.
Well, that's the only way I could do it. So you hadn't quit your job. So we had 2 weeks to get all that crammed in. That's why we did it that way. Yeah, the giant ball of yarn.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. We we would always do our trips as a destination, every single one of them, and we're still kind of that. What's a love bug? It's a bug that's prevalent in Florida. I don't know in other states too, but I know in Florida for sure. And the best way to describe it, as I mentioned earlier, it's a love bug without the lighting part on it. It looks like that. It's the same weight, same shape and size. Flies the same way. They're harmless as far as they don't bite or anything, as far as I know. But they swarm and they just you hit them with your car. They just they're rough. There's
Big
lots of them.
nuisance.
It's a Volkswagen number 53 in white. Yeah. I don't remember the guy's. I don't remember the driver's name. I know Buddy Hackett was the mechanic. It didn't even give us the option to okay the link or anything, Marcus. Yeah, the love bug is Red Jaguar 100. Oh, that's kind of funny. I didn't know that's what happened if you tried to put a link. It's a bug that's mission in life was to make love all day and all night. Yeah, they're very harmless other than when they like at grocery stores. I remember they were, had automatic doors and they were just in on the carts and they were in the entrance and they were all over the place. They're just all over the place.
Well, that's true. Those are pretty nasty.
Those cicadas were very quiet this year. Yeah, we haven't heard nothing. Oh, there you go. He just copy pasted. That was good. Well, I didn't know they was in Central America. That's funny. I planned out to build a car hauler, pull it behind my truck, have an ATD boot 90% of the time. Use it to get deeper in the abyss. LOL. What's funny? I see people that do that, and that's just not our thing. Well, you're pulling it with a truck. There's some people that have motorhomes that are pulling trailers that are filled with toys, and I just kind of curious how much you can actually see. There's only certain places you can use that stuff. Like the desert. An ATV, you're only using it, in the woods and the deserts and maybe some mountains occasionally. But how does that work when you're, on the East Coast and you are, at beaches? They don't allow ATVs on the beaches and stuff. I don't know. Like I said, everybody's got their own thing. Everybody's got their own idea of what RVing is and how to RV.
It's whatever works for them.
Your nickname in the Army. That was funny. Love bug. Did a drill sergeant give that to you? Wait a minute, they wouldn't have known that. Your last name's not Herbie. I know some of these guys that had some of these last names, these drill sergeants just hammered them. They had some dumb stuff. We had one guy, his last name was Yes, and we had another guy, his last name was You. And they'd put them together and they'd make him, everybody say yes, you, and stuff like that. It was funny. George Jones. I don't listen to George Jones too much. An F-250 4x4. Yep, cool. Yeah, I think we're going to be getting some shut-eye here too. Because Heidi's going to be shutting her eyes regardless if we're on or not. Good news is, a couple of things, good news. I learned something about the phone, so we know we got to have it plugged in to a quick charger. I also learned that it doesn't make a difference which phone we use for the live chat because it all depends on the quality of the
YouTube?
Nope. The quality of the internet speed that we have, how much internet speed we have, to how good a quality the phone will broadcast using the YouTube app as the live chat. I also learned that, man, these Rode Link wireless mic systems that we have, they are killer because our receivers still have 2 out of 3 bar. I'm sorry. Heidi's receiver has 2 out of 3 bars. Her transmitter has 3 out of 3 bars for the battery life. My receiver has 3 out of 3 bars, and the transmitter has 2 out of 3 bars for the battery life. So these are rechargeable batteries. That's awesome. And these do have the ability to put a USB, micro USB in here to give them battery power if needed. But these things, man, the battery life is crazy on them. And the distance that they travel is pretty good too. I mean, I could go outside the camper and probably walk almost up to the road, to the mailbox, and still be connected.
Herbie said it was in boot camp.
In boot camp, someone yelled, "Oh, that was it." You're right about that. Yeah, it's funny. And if somebody yelled your first name, then he was a friend, because that's the only way anybody knew anybody's first name. It's usually they were real good friends. At least that's the way it was with us. You're right, though. We are at home. We will be camping in a couple days. Maybe we'll do something out there. I don't remember the internet, how it is out there. I'll have to see.
I remember it not being that great.
Yeah, I don't remember it being that great either. So we'll have to see how that works out. Of course, I'll have to bring the Wii Boost. Yeah, I'm still awake. Chat's for connected. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it is a fun chat. I would love to do the live chats more often. I mean, they work out for us for the most part, because after we get done here, guess what? I don't have to do any editing. So the way I look at it is, you guys are getting 5 hours of my time that would require me. I mean, I would have to put that much time into this channel for 2 40-minute videos. Filming them and editing them and posting them and all that stuff. So it's nice. I mean, you guys get to something going, and I have the same amount of time invested for the same, overall. Watched the movie, came back, still on. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, easily. Does last Saturday live streams. Ever considering doing this on a regular basis? Yeah. Yeah.
Not 5 hours.
I don't mind 5 hours. Saturday nights, though, that's probably the best time for us too, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do some sort of survey on our YouTube channel and Facebook and that, to find out if we should be doing Wednesday nights or Saturday nights. Which one will work best? Because, quite honestly, Saturday nights, people got stuff planned on the weekends. So you can look at it one way or the other. Maybe they have an event they're going to and they can't watch, or maybe because of the weekend they have time off and they can watch. Wednesday, it's because Heidi's off on Thursdays. Then I don't know. Wednesday might be work better. Yeah, I don't mind 5 hours. I really mean that. It doesn't bother me to be here for that amount of time. Yeah, we can definitely get away with less. Yep, Togo, you got it. We talked about that a little bit earlier. We have some viewers. Herbie, Red Jaguar 100. He has Togo, and we looked at it because he recommended it, and we're thinking pretty heavily about it. Right now, we're not full time to where we could utilize it necessarily. You vote for Saturdays, okay? Stephen T says they're fun to vote for Saturdays. On Wednesdays, will you be going against the RV show? Oh, really? Well, that's cool. I didn't even know they put. I've watched a few of their stuff. I haven't watched any of their stuff recently. Yeah, Saturday might be the niche for us. I don't know. It's Saturday. Bill Utah says Saturday. Well, the only reason that yes, yeah, they did a review, correct. So did the one that I watched. If Kirk, if you want to see that Togo even more, is outside our bubble. Steve Bott.
Steve.
Steve Bott.
Is that his name? Steve?
Steve Bott.
That don't sound right.
Yeah, pretty sure, isn't it?
David Bott.
David Bott.
I knew that. I was waiting for Herbie to.
Where did Steve
I
Bott come
don't
from?
know.
I worked with a Mark Bott. I think his brother was Steve, the guy that worked at Columbiana County Ford. His name was Steve Bott. That's where I got it from. Yeah, we'll have to still, unfortunately, everybody on here will say, stay with Saturday, like Red Jaguar, because you guys are here. So I got to see how many people we're missing on because they can't be here on Saturdays. I think, though, I don't mind doing Saturday. Saturday's a good day. I agree. I like Saturdays. Dave and Brenda Bott. Yeah, he did a real good thing on the. No, no, no. We. I mean, there's no sense in us doing a stream if nobody's going to watch, regardless of what's best for us. But yeah, the Togo is something, right? Like I said, since we're not full timing, I don't want to be paying for a device that's going to sit out here on the RV and not be utilized, during the winter months. However, right now, if we went full time tomorrow, it's the best bet for the money right now. Something may change. I mean, it's competition. Everybody's, going to go that direction, and it's going to raise, the eyebrows of these other companies to start coming out with something of their own. She does need to retire ASAP. Use it at RV and home. I don't know. We don't really need it much for home. I've got Spectrum, and we use over a terabyte of internet data a month with our son and everything. So I don't think necessarily I need to use it at home. Hours ago, you said don't turn the propane on the fridge while traveling. How to keep food cold? Oh, I see. Yeah, we have these big ice packs. I mean, big giant ice packs. And we just start the freezer before we leave. Make sure it's cold. I mean, this is at the beginning of the trip. 24 hours, 48 hours ahead of time, whatever. And then we'll put frozen water in the freezer also. And then when we're traveling, you only lose when your refrigerator's filled with food that is cold and frozen ice and stuff like that. You're over 8 hours of driving, you lose so little temperature inside that refrigerator that you don't really need it. The only reason I don't want to use the propane when traveling is that there's so much turbulent wind going on. I don't know how many times that pilot light is getting blown out and how many times my igniter is reigniting it and how much wear and tear is happening on that. Because that flame, that's how it's, being heated there, and you're driving down the road and everything's being cooled. And I just don't know how I'd have to put a camera in there with a microphone or something and watch how that whole process, with a temperature gauge. I don't know how all that would work. So we just rather shut it off. Plus, you're not supposed to travel with your propane tanks on, technically, even though there's safety valves and all that crap. I mean, I guess there could be a problem. So, yeah, that Togo right now, like I said, I think it's by far the best. That Togo's supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be throttled, but they don't throttle. Nobody said they've ever gotten throttled. Oh, I ain't doing cooking videos. Shit. How many different ways can I show you cooking hot dogs?
Right?
I'm just not into cooking. Whenever I grew up, my mom, she cooked, but she just cooked the bare minimum. I mean, my mom just wasn't one of those people that prepared big meals or nothing like that. We all ate fine, but we'd have like pork chops, or we'd have hot dogs, or we'd have hamburgers. I don't even think she did grilled cheese from what I can remember. We would have spaghetti, or we'd have, just basic meals, just basic stuff. She just cooked to make sure we ate. So I didn't really get to where I enjoyed food that much. And then when I met Heidi, her parents, that was a whole nother thing. They had big meals and it was all elaborate. And, they talked about, oh, steak tonight. And we're going to have steak and potatoes and we're going to have corn and, all this stuff. And I just didn't, that wasn't a thing with me. So, when I lived by myself, you can ask Heidi, what did I eat every day
Chicken wings.
when we first met? Nope.
Oh.
When we first met.
Hot dogs or
Nope.
cream of mushroom soup.
Yep. I'd have a can of cream of mushroom soup and a pack of crackers. That's all I ate every meal, every day. That's just what I ate. That's because it was simple. It was quick. I liked it. Tasted good. And that was all. And then whenever her and I had separated, all I ate was chicken wings, and I'd eat hamburger patties on the Foreman grill, and that was it. No buns, just chicken wings and hamburger patties. That's all. That's just the way it was. That's why whenever she cooks dinner, I might have a craving occasionally, but I'm just like, whatever you want to give me, that's fine.
I'm going to answer that question. Use the chairs at the end. Yes, we do. We'll watch TV.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we like turning. Yeah, that big window's perfect. I love these chairs. That's the only reason that I'm not sad about not having recliners, because these things, if I had a swivel recliner, I would really love that. I don't like that European one, though. I want one that's, looks like a recliner. How does your extended family feel about you going full time? Oh, no, nothing. All of our family's fine with it. They don't feel one way or the other about it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Heidi, yeah. Heidi's putting down how it's different with different people. In Wisconsin, you can't have your propane on when traveling.
I think that's probably in most places.
I think technically you're not supposed to anywhere. We went through Wisconsin. I don't think we had our propane on, did we? I don't remember having it on.
No, the only time I think is when we forgot to shut it off on the way home.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I kind of prepare the refrigerator for travel. I don't like cleaning up either.
Yeah.
I dislike that very much because I mess a lot of
Dishes
pots
up.
and pans and dishes up.
My wife is Chinese, and I haven't ate Chinese food yet. She can't boil
Aww.
water. Oh, that sucks. Yes, you're right about the tunnels.
Send her to cooking school.
Send her to cooking school. That's funny. God, I haven't eaten Chinese food. How many years has it been now? I got some sort of food poisoning. It was bad. I mean, it was really bad. I ate Chinese, and it was so bad. I didn't go to the hospital or anything, but it was rough. I was doubled over, and I can't get past it in my head. The mental part of it, I just can't get past that. That's all I picture. And I got the same thing all the time. Shrimp lo mein. I love shrimp lo mein. What's that?
I said I like Chinese, and
I did too until then. I did until then. Oh yeah, CM's right. Okay, I think we're gonna finally close out the video as I cough. And we're going to think about Saturday. We'll put it out there to see what everybody else thinks, but Saturday night might work. It's really tough for me to be on a salmonella poisoning. It could be We need to be MRE. I don't mind MREs. I liked MREs.
I like chow mein.
They didn't make chow mein
He
MREs.
says, I know, but that 5 hours and 26 minutes.
Oh, that's not so bad. But the thing with being on a regular schedule, it's the one thing that I like about our channel is that is like when we travel. We just like to travel when we travel, no rhyme or reason. And same with the shooting the videos. Sometimes I enjoy posting a video. Sometimes I don't want to post a video. And I don't know if I do enjoy these live chats though. So maybe we need to start doing that normally.
I might have to come in middle and then leave before the end.
Right.
I'm hungry. We've been on for so long. I need dinner.
Did we eat?
Yeah, we ate, but I'm hungry.
No, we can eat again. Then go to bed. All right, so we're going to close this out. This has been fun.
It was fun.
And then we'll be shooting some video here and starting. Well, I already got some of it shot, but preparing for this trip, we picked up a few things that we've been needing for the RV, just small things. We're going to then cover the trip, and I think since we've had well, you haven't seen it yet, but I already talked about it on the video. We got so many new subscribers. I think we're going to have to cover part of West Branch again to talk about it to some extent, because we haven't, it's an old standby, and a lot of people joined us and don't know anything about West Branch, which seems weird because the people who've been with us for a long time have always seen it. So, yeah,
We haven't been out there with this camper.
Yeah, we have. First trip. I was sick as a dog.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get it parked. I rubbed the tree or
I did.
just bump.
Yeah.
I didn't rub. I just kind of bumped some loose bark or something. And here it is. We're going out there again. I got a little bit of a cold again. So, all right, guys. We'll see y'all later. And I'm going to go up to the phone and push the off button. So the last face you see is the last face I see at night too, Heidi. See y'all guys later.
Bye.